In humans, inspiration. Again, they are wait. Separate muscles structure that also aerobic respiration in the muscles. We want to check. So this will be taught in the separate chapter. Soumya muscle chapter separated it. We will just learn it. This is initiation. Inspiration and anaerobic. Anaerobic respiration. Execution. So student has asked about inspiration. So in humans, breathing process is there. There is a breathing process. So breathing process is also called pulmonary ventilation. Now this breathing process has two steps. First one, inspiration, and the second one is expiration. Now inspiration is mere taking in of air is called as inspiration. Whereas while inspiration, aerobic organism will be taking oxygen, where oxygen is utilized for production of energy ultimately in mitochondria. Whereas expiration is giving out of the air. So in humans, when we give out the air, or when we expire, or when we exhale, we will be giving out CO2. So taking in of air is inspiration, and giving out of the air is called as expiration. Both becomes steps of pulmonary ventilation, or in common terms, you tell it as breathing.
Yes, sir. Are the direct and indirect respiration the types of respiration?
Direct and indirect respiration.
Types of respiration
Aerobic and aerobic.
but ಇದು direct and indirect just involved the
Direct respiration is not a single.
Direct means direct exchange.
Lower organisms between body fluids and the atmosphere.
Indirect, there are not types.
Higher than this indirect.
What is that? Will this not?
but anaerobic respiration.
I don't know. In case of anaerobic respiration, okay.
Whether respiration continuously provide energy for performance.
So student has asked about what is anaerobic respiration. So in microorganisms or in higher animals, animals can be some of the microorganisms, most of the organisms require O2 during their respiration. If O2 is required, we call them as aerobic organisms. That means without O2, the organisms, that is oxygen, the organisms will not survive. So they should breathe oxygen. Okay, only then the normal functioning continues. Okay, so they cannot survive without oxygen. So they are obligate. So, but certain organisms do not require oxygen. Okay, instead, those organisms that do not require oxygen to take in, okay, for their cellular respiration, they don't require oxygen. Such type of organisms are called anaerobic organisms. Are called as anaerobic organisms. So in a simple ways, those organisms that require oxygen for their cellular respiration, they are called as aerobic organisms, and those organisms that do not require oxygen for their ultimate cellular respiration, they are called as anaerobic organisms.
So one of the students has asked about the direct and indirect respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. But see here, the direct respiration is different and indirect respiration is different. And aerobic respiration is not related to the any. It is no relationship between the direct as well as indirect respiration process. The direct respiration is occurs as in case of the lower organisms. So the lower organisms like the arthropods, or as in case of Annelida. So there is a direct exchange of the gaseous molecule between the body fluid, between the body fluid and atmosphere. Between the body fluid and atmosphere. That is called as a direct respiration process, where the exchange of the gaseous molecule occurs. Whatever the body fluid, if it is rich in more and more the carbon dioxide content, which in turn diffuses to the atmosphere through the body surface. Through the body surface. As in case of the cockroach, if you observe, the spiracles are the structures. So these spiracles, through these spiracles, the carbon dioxide is gets eliminated from the body fluid to the atmosphere. Likewise, whatever the oxygen is present in the atmosphere, it gets in turn diffuses into the body fluid. So this is called as a direct respiration process. But indirect respiration processes occurs as in case of higher animals. So where it is the respiration is mainly regulated by the various structures, various organs. Okay, so that is called as indirect respiration process. Okay. So one of the students has asked whether it is anaerobic respiration is occurs in humans or not. Yes, it is occurs in human beings. It is occurs in human beings, especially in muscles tissues. In muscles, when the individuals are involving in vigorous exercise, especially the muscles like the striated muscles. In striated muscles only, we are observing the anaerobic respiration. Okay, without or in the absence of the oxygen, the muscle cells they are involving in cellular respiration process and they are utilizes the muscle phosphagen and it is converted into the lactic acid in the absence of oxygen. So that is occurs in human beings. Anaerobic respiration is occurs in human beings, especially striated muscles when the individual is involving in vigorous exercise. In particular condition only, the anaerobic respiration is occurs in the striated muscles. Okay. Then the breathing, the direct aerobic respiration as well as anaerobic respiration is different compared to the direct as well as indirect respiration.
Equation something. They also like the river respiration, water respiration is very specific. Rhythm respiration.
So that change I forgot. Sunday I done like that I thought. Tomorrow also want to come. Next week.
ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ but taking a wrong question we should not go and tell. We should not go and tell. See, first aspiration will occur means what you're asking meant like we should not tell that. Here only we should tell it wrong. The first aspiration might be occurring in some other. You're telling everything, no? Instead of telling everything, you should tell me be specific. First in human lung, in animal first earlier, why to tell all this? Explain Krebs cycle.
Oh my God.
You will study in botany first. That is a botany topic. That is the botany topic.
Further classes in class.
Study in botany classes. What the Krebs cycle botany further botany class. About Krebs cycle. Again, you will no, you will study in further botany classes about Krebs cycle. Otherwise, the question. Krebs cycle.
Little bit of this Krebs.
What is
the bottom part? Bottom part is